Hello, welcome back to the chaos that is Shiny Unbox. I filmed a couple of videos right now and my camera keeps stopping up, so I'm hoping they're saving, but I'm gonna start a reading vlog. I've been having trouble with reading vlogs lately because my life is just not vloggable and I have a small child and it makes it hard, but I'm gonna try it because I love watching vlogs. It's just creating them that is difficult for me. This is a bit of a random vlog. There's sort of a theme going, but it's more just like a little week or so in my life. I have 2 arcs that I would like to read in this vlog. I've been saying for years that I want to start requesting arcs on NetGalley, and I have a couple that I want to read. It's currently July and these 2 arcs are Christmas books, so I thought it might be fun to do like a little Christmas in July themed vlog. It is winter in July in Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere. You obviously want to read Christmassy books around December. I think, did Kian change my settings? Maybe that's what's going wrong, I don't know. But December in Australia is summer, so it's like the holiday vibes but not the weather vibes, and most of the Christmas books are in winter and it's snowy. So I think maybe if I read them during winter, it might still have the Christmas vibe even though it's not Christmas. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Now there's a delay. I think Kian messed with my settings and I tried to fix it, but anyway, I'm just gonna get this part filmed and move on. Sorry, I took a break. He needed me. I pulled off all my nails. But the books that I wanted to talk about. So I think I was saying I was going to read some Christmas themed books. One of the ones I have is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. I haven't started either of these or looked into the synopsis or like when they come out. I'll talk about that after. And I also have A Holly Jolly Ever After, which looks like it's by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, and this is the second one in like a little Christmassy series. I think they had a different one come out last year which I haven't read, but I'm hoping this is the same as other like romance books series where you don't need to read them in order, like they can just be standalones, and the only thing it would be is there would be like a spoiler for the previous book for like the couple ending up together, but it's a romance book so the couple's going to end up together anyway. So those are the 2 arcs that I'm planning on reading. I also have Weather Girl, which I'm I'm nowhere near halfway through. I'm partway through. This one I'm going to use for my buzzword prompt for the month, which is weather words, obviously weather. And also I believe this one counts for the plus size readathon, which I heard about from my lovely friend Sasha, who I will leave linked below. She is co-hosting this readathon and I think it goes for the whole of July, so I can count this for that and low-key participate in that readathon. I don't think I will get all the prompts, but I don't really do that for any readathons nowadays anyway. But the male in this one I believe is plus size, so this could count for that, and I will let you know if there's any other books that I read that would also account for that readathon. I also, if you saw, I would have posted it by now, a video unboxing my Kindle. I am trying to be a Kindle girly. Those 2 arcs that I spoke about do not work on the Kindle, unfortunately. So I'll have to read them like on my computer or on my iPhone or iPad, which is annoying. But if I get around to it, I might read Evidence of the Affair on my Kindle, because it's like a novella. It's by Taylor Jenkins Reid and it's one of the backlist books that I have not read by her, and because it's a novella it can hopefully be quick, so that might be my first ever Kindle read because I literally just opened this yesterday. I need to go and figure out what the heck is wrong with my camera, and that's my plans for now, and I'm gonna go. Hello, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through an entire update right now, but it is the following day and I have finished an entire book. I read Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. I started it last night before bed, and because I was reading on a device on my phone, I ended up having a headache for a lot of the day today, which is reminding me why I love reading paper books instead, but it's fine. I ended up finishing the rest of the book just now and I really enjoyed it, which is fun to say because it was my first ever arc. What's interesting is both the books that I was reading, that and Weather Girl, both have referenced the Parent Trap as like part of the plot, but I don't think I'm going to get them confused because they are different. So in Wreck the Halls, we are following the 2 children, a male and a female, 2 children of these women who were in this very popular band in the 90s, and the band broke up just before these kids were born, and now they are adults. They'd only met each other once when they were 16 and now they're 30, And the male is in need of some money for something personal, and he is approached by this woman from this company who is saying, we want to make a reality TV show of you trying to get the band back together. It's been years and there's a new generation who really wants to see them together and see them perform. So the two main characters are trying to get their mums to reunite in this band, even though the mums hate each other. Something went down. And obviously it's a romance book, so the two main characters are of course going to fall in love. It's also a holiday romance, so it's set leading up to Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is when the reality show wants this reunion to happen. So yeah, that's the main premise of the story, and it's really fun because literally like a day or two ago I saw this video that was talking about how the Spice Girls, or like part of the Spice Girls breakup, was because two of the Spice Girls were actually in a relationship together, like secretly, and it was part of the Spice Girls breaking up. I think it was Mel B and Jerry, right? I need to look this up because it was just weird timing that I was just reading that and then I read this book, which was like a similar vibe because like it's like a girl group breakup, even though this band was only two people in the book, but still. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was definitely like a silly, goofy time. Like, don't go into it if you are looking for something like serious and realistic, because it's a holiday rom-com. Like, it's very cheesy, silly, goofy. But I feel like that's what you want out of a holiday romance anyway. I did write down some notes on my phone so that when I can like write up a review for it, and then I will probably give you some better thoughts. That was the good thing about reading on my phone, is I could just flick between the tab of the NetGalley app and the tab of my notes page, so I could write stuff down. The bad thing was that I could flick out of the NetGalley app onto like social media, but I was enjoying the book enough that I didn't really get distracted by anything. Like, I was enjoying it. That's my first update for reading. I haven't read any of Weather Girl, any more of it I should say. I still don't know why I couldn't have made it available like to read on my Kindle, because there was no like formatting thing that I could see that would have like, they didn't even have like the proper headers, or maybe that's why they didn't do it, because they didn't have the proper headers yet. Because I opened the other arc that I have that I wanted to read, Holly Jolly Ever After, and it has like a map on the very first page of like this whole, I don't know, area they're in. Like there's like a map of different buildings, and it has like finished chapter headers. I don't know, it's annoying that I have to read on my phone, but hopefully any future arcs that I request on NetGalley I'll be able to read on my Kindle, so I don't have this problem. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to update for now, and I guess I will speak to you in the morning when I have something more to say. So apparently all of the books that I'm reading for this vlog are following famous people or people in the public eye. I am like 75% through with Holly Jolly Ever After, and I'm actually really enjoying it, to the point that I have now ordered the first book to read. And yes, I'm reading them out of order, but it's fine. They're romance books, so it's like companion. Sorry, Kian was watching a documentary and he wanted to show me. I think I was about to tell you about the book. It is about this girl who has grown up very religious, and she's only ever been with one man. Her first kiss was with him on her wedding day, and he ended up cheating on her, and now they are divorcing. And she's famous. She has been in movies, which is where she met her husband, and so now she is taking on a role in a like naughty Christmas film with like fake sex scenes, so I guess it's like an R-rated movie, with another male actor who used to be in a band. I think the first book actually follows one of the other band members, I don't know. And I think this book would actually count for the plus size readathon also. On one of the graphics they had on their Instagram page, the first book was like recommended for one of the prompts. And I know that one of the authors, Julie Murphy, does write a lot of plus size characters, but the male is referred to a lot of times as like the funny fat one, I guess, in their band. But either way, I think I can count this book for my low-key participation in that readathon as well. But yeah, the male main character has a lot more experience than the female, so if you like that dynamic in a romance where the female is very innocent and inexperienced and the male is the opposite, that is what it has in this book. They're both older. I think they're both 30, which I like in books, older characters. But this actually has a lot of cool things that I didn't expect going into it. I just thought it was going to be a fun, silly, goofy time, kind of like the first one. But the female main character actually has narcolepsy, which has been spoken about a few times, but I'm interested to see like what comes of it towards the end, because it's spoken about that she has not ever told anyone about it. Like in the industry, she didn't want people to know about it. She's always hidden it. So I'm interested to see whether she's going to tell the main like male love interest about it. And it has had some good discussions about that. She was referred to as lazy by the ex-husband, and she's obviously not lazy. She has a disability.
Mommy.
Yes.
Yes?
Little dog. There's also a lot of discussion about purity culture and religion and how that can really affect particularly women's sexuality, since it's the woman who is the one who was brought up in a religious background. So yeah, there were quite a few discussions on that, and I did like make note of which pages they were on so that when I write up a review, if I want to reference back. There is a trope about well, I won't say what the trope is, but it's a trope that I don't generally like in books, and I know a lot of people also don't like this particular trope, but I think it's going to be fine. The other thing it also has is I think that the female is also bisexual, because she does say, I always called myself straight because I was given no other option growing up. Again, she was brought up very religious. And the male takes her to like a Christmas strip club, and she's seeing all the women, and that's when she makes that comment. So she hasn't explicitly said the word bisexual, but she definitely referenced the fact that she is attracted to not just men. So that's another cool thing in the book. Sorry, Kian's making noise in the background. But I think I have like 130 pages left to go, maybe. It's actually quite a long book. It's like over 400 pages. So it's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm going to try and finish it today if Kian lets me. And I will let you know what happens when I'm done. Okay, I finished reading what was it called? Holly Jolly Ever After. I feel so weird giving the reviews without holding up the book, but something that I had previously said is still relevant. I did enjoy it. I think I'm going to give it like maybe 4 stars. I don't know, maybe. I enjoyed that it was a romance that dealt with other topics. Like I mentioned, the purity culture, the main character with narcolepsy. It's definitely more steamy than a lot of the romances that I tend to read and enjoy. For example, my favorite book of last year was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and that pretty much had like closed door scenes. And this book definitely had many spicy scenes throughout. So definitely out of my comfort zone in that regard. I do think I still prefer my romance to be more like Part of Your World, where it's not that many explicit scenes one after another. But I know not a lot of people agree with that opinion, which is fine, and this book will be great for them. I will say it was very long. It was over 400 pages. I think it was like 420 or 430. And it definitely felt long. Like, it wasn't a slog to get through because it was boring, but it definitely felt that long because there was like multiple like third act breakups. Obviously they weren't all in the third act, but it was like we were having, you know, the plot of the story was the couple was going well, and then there would be a disagreement and they would like break up, and then they would go well again, and then there'd be another breakup and it'd go well again. Instead of, I feel like a lot of romances, you know, we just head up to the peak and then there's the third act breakup and then we're back to happily ever after. Whereas this book was so long that it felt like almost 3 books in one, because we had so many up and downs. I don't know, that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you like your books. You may like a really long romance with characters that you feel like you spend a lot of time with. But yes, it was enjoyable for me personally, and I will read the first book in the little series when it arrives. I probably will save that one until Christmas, just because like I don't want that many Christmas books in July. I'm going to attempt to finish reading Weather Girl, which is my final read that I think I'll probably do in this vlog. I was going to read a book on my Kindle, but I don't know if I will do that or not, we'll see. And Weather Girl, my copy is upstairs. but it is also following characters that are in the public eye. It is a woman who is the weather reporter, or one of the weather reporters on this TV station, and the male love interest, who is, I believe, plus size, which is why I'm going to use this one for the plus size readathon. I think I already spoke about that, as well as the buzzword readathon. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the male love interest, he is one of the sports reporters on the channel, and both of their like bosses, or someone like higher up in their TV station, both of their bosses were married to each other and they have since divorced. And so far where I'm up to in the book, which is not very far, it's like a couple of chapters, they've had a Christmas party and the bosses have had this big argument, and so the two main characters have said, hey, why don't we try and get our bosses back together? So that's why I said, I think earlier in the vlog, I would have said that multiple books that I were reading had referenced the Parent Trap, because this one also referenced the Parent Trap. In the book they said, we're gonna try and do a parent trap to our bosses. So they're gonna try and get their bosses to get together, and obviously it's a romance, so I'm assuming the two main characters are also going to get together. But this one is not as long as the previous book. I think it's only around 300 pages, so I should be able to hopefully finish it fairly quickly. And I enjoyed the other book that I read from this author, The X-Talk. I didn't mind that one. So I'm hoping that I will feel the same about this one as well. And I'll let you know what I think. I have just received a parcel, so I'm going to open it because it should be the book. So, mini book haul. I finally ordered Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Part of Your World was my favorite book last year, and I have seen so many people giving this really good reviews and saying that it is amazing. Also, what is on my window? So I'm very excited to read this one. I think I'm going to try and pick it up within the next month at least, if I can. Then I grabbed In the Weeds by V.K. Borison. This one just came out in Australia at least, and it's in a like romance series. The first book is actually a Christmas book, which I could have read for this vlog. The first one's called Lovelight Farms, and I'm pretty sure it's at Big W, so I was waiting to see if this one would be at Big W too, but it hasn't. Or not that I know of, unless it's just like not on the website, but I couldn't see it there. This one is the book club pick for July for the We're All Booked book club. How many pages is this? Okay, around 300. So hopefully I can read it in time for the book discussion. Also, just ignore all the toys in the background. I have a toddler. Okay, and then lastly is the first book in the series of the arc I just finished, which is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is a very cute pink and red cover. Yeah, this one's also over 400 pages. So I'm very excited to read the first book since I enjoyed the second one, because I have seen good reviews of this one also. So that's exciting. And it also matches the nails that I did last night, so I can take a nice picture. I'll show you the nails, I guess. I've been doing like press-on nails instead of doing them straight onto my nails, so that if I need to like pop them off to do or whatever, I can do that. And also I don't have to sit around while they are drying, because obviously I have a toddler, so I have things to do. Let me just do a test one. So I did like candy cane, but it's pink and red, which matches the book. So is it lame that I'm thinking about taking a picture with the book cover? I don't know. I have read a bit more of Weather Girl last night before bed. I think I'm about halfway through now, so I should hopefully finish that one today also, and I am enjoying it. The female main character has spoken about how she has clinical depression, so that's some also good representation in the book. Like I said, the male main character is plus sized. They're also both Jewish, and they're talking about being surrounded by Christmas celebrations and being included in the workplace Christmas celebrations, although they don't celebrate Christmas. Actually, one of the other books had a Jewish main character as well. I think it was the Holly Jolly Ever After did as well. The male was Jewish, which I guess that's cool to have in some Christmas books. But yeah, I'll let you know when I have more to say, I guess. Oh my god, I look so tired. I forgot I have another small mini book haul that I can show in the vlog, just to make it somewhat interesting. But my mum stopped over yesterday and she had some books that she had ordered for my birthday, which was a couple of weeks ago, but they were delayed in shipping, so she gave them to me yesterday. The first is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but this one is a 5-star prediction if you saw my 5-star audit and predictions video. This one is Pizza Girl, and it's like a really little book. But this one is like an 18-year-old pregnant girl who is a pizza girl and becomes obsessed with a stay-at-home mum who's new to the neighborhood. That's kind of all I know about it, but it's under 200 pages, which is, I guess, good for getting through it fast. But I'm excited to see if I do enjoy it. And the other book I'm very excited about, I think I'm going to read it next month, is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which this one I feel like I saw everyone talking about last year when it first came out, and maybe like the beginning of this year. I just feel like this is a very popular one. I think this one is like a cozy fantasy about a witch, but I'm excited to read this one as well. I hope I love this as much as everyone else seems to. But yeah, that's my second little book haul. Wow, lots of books in this vlog. I usually never buy and receive books, but okay, now I'm actually gonna go. Good morning. I don't remember my last update because I think I didn't vlog yesterday. We did a big house clean and I like fully took apart my vacuum to try and like fully clean it out so it could perform at its best. I think it is on its way out. It was just a cheap vacuum, but yeah, had a big clean at home. And then this morning went out because I wanted to get more coat hangers, and then I also needed to get some milk, but of course you can never just go and get the few things that you actually need. And Aldi had this like packet of under the sea animals. Kian's obsessed with under the sea, and it's funny because we got home and he was playing with them and he was holding up one of them and he was saying that it was a killer whale, and I said, I thought that one was called an orca, and he's like, no, it's killer whale. And I googled it and it's actually both, so we were both right in that argument. It is called both a killer whale and an orca, has 2 names. I should have trusted him because any screen time that he gets, he spends it looking up different species of animals. So he is now having a bath because apparently you can't play with under the sea animals just normally on the floor or just out in the open. You have to play with them in the actual water where they belong. So he's having a bath and playing with them there. But as for my reading, I finished reading Weather Girl. So this completes my buzzword reading challenge for the month. And I can also count it towards the plus size readathon. Everything that I said about it, I still agree with. I think I'm probably going to give it 3 stars. It wasn't a bad book, but it's nothing I'm going to be thinking about. Like, in fact, I'm probably not going to think about it at all. It wasn't super memorable. I did like that the girl spoke about having depression, so that was cool. But yeah, other than that, it was just a run-of-the-mill romance, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I'm starting to read, which I may as well just include this in this vlog anyway, In the Weeds, which, like I said, I think I talked about this. No, it is for the We're All Booked book club for this month, and I'm about halfway through. It does say on the back, a grumpy farmer, a no-nonsense social media influencer, a small town of busybodies, and 4 very cute kittens. And it definitely sounds like a book that I would love. I love small town settings, and the grumpy farmer and the social media influencer definitely sounds fun, but sadly I'm actually not having that much fun. It's a lot of telling with not very much showing is what I think is bothering me about this, but hopefully I like the next 150 pages and I'm gonna go and read that now. I don't know if I'm gonna finish that book in this vlog. I just tried to film a Barbie reel. I don't know if I'll have posted it because I do not like how it turned out. So I have on the pink outfit and the blonde wig. I'm definitely a wig girly now because I love wearing wigs. But that's just an explanation of why I look like this. But I want to wrap up the vlog. I did finish. Hello. Oh, you've got your drill. I did finish reading In the Weeds. I did not love it. I'm really sad because this cover is really pretty again. I think I'm going to give it like 2 stars. What is going on with the lighting? But this morning I sat and updated all of my Goodreads ratings and reviews because I haven't been rating the books on there and I haven't been writing up reviews. But I did all that so that I can also add in my arcs and have my Goodreads up to date to link. So I've reviewed the arcs that I talked about in this vlog on NetGalley. And now my camera is not really working. Okay, anyway, I need to wrap up this vlog with you.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope you liked this just weird, chaotic vlog. I'm sorry. I just brought you along for moral support while I did my first ever arc. And did a little Christmas in July fun. I haven't taken any pictures of the books, of the arcs, because I think you're not meant to post about them too early. I don't know how it works. If you've made it to the end, leave some sort of Christmas emoji. A Christmas tree, a Christmas present. I forget what type of Christmas emojis they have, but leave one of those. Anyway, I'm going to go now and I will talk to you next time. Bye.